What started off as a small lie but then snowballed into this is my life now. I was babysitting my neighbor's 8-year-old daughter when she asked if I had kids of my own. Not yet, I said without thinking, but I'm pregnant. Complete lie. I just didn't want to explain why I was 26 and single. Emma got so excited she told her mom the second she got home. Mrs. Peterson came over with a huge smile and a bag of baby clothes. "I'm so happy for you," she said, hugging me tight. I panicked and said thanks instead of correcting her. The next week, Emma drew me a picture of me holding a baby. Mrs. Peterson asked how far along I was. 3 months. I blurted out. She started bringing me prenatal vitamins and pregnancy books. By month 4 of my fake pregnancy, the whole neighborhood knew. People would stop me on walks asking about baby names and nursery colors. Mrs. Garcia from down the street gave me her old crib. Mr. Johnson offered to help paint a nursery. I started wearing loose clothes and holding my stomach when people were around. Everyone was so excited. They kept saying how glowing I looked. I felt terrible lying, but I didn't know how to tell the truth anymore. Around month 6, Mrs. Peterson threw me a surprise baby shower. 30 women from the neighborhood showed up with gifts. They'd all pitched in to buy me a $400 stroller. I wanted to disappear. These people had spent their own money on my lie. I stuffed a pillow under my dress and pretended to be showing. During the shower, Mrs. Peterson's sister asked about my doctor. "Oh, Dr. Martinez downtown," I said nervously. "That's my doctor too," she said excitedly. "I've never seen you there." I made an excuse about going to a different office location, but I could tell she was suspicious. By month 8, I was running out of time. People were asking about my due date, hospital plans, baby shower thank you cards. Mrs. Peterson kept offering to drive me to appointments. I started avoiding everyone, making excuses not to come outside. That's when Emma knocked on my door crying. "Are you okay?" she asked. "Mommy says you might lose the baby because you look sad." My heart broke. These people genuinely cared about me. I'd created this whole fantasy that brought the neighborhood together. Everyone was invested in my fake baby. I decided to lose the pregnancy. I told Mrs. Peterson I'd had a miscarriage and needed space to grieve. The whole neighborhood rallied around me. People brought casseroles, sent flowers, offered to clean my house. Mrs. Peterson cried harder than I did. "I feel like I lost a grandchild," she said, holding me while I fake cried. The guilt was eating me alive. These people had opened their hearts to me based on a complete lie. 6 months later, I got a real job offer in another state. I was so relieved to have an escape plan. At my going away party, Mrs. Peterson pulled me aside. "I want you to have this," she said, handing me a small wrapped box. Inside was a silver necklace with a tiny angel charm. "For the baby we never got to meet," she whispered. I started crying for real. "Mrs. Peterson, I need to tell you something." She looked at me with such kind eyes. "There never was a baby," I said quietly. "I lied about being pregnant." She stared at me for a long moment. Then she smiled sadly and said, "Honey, I've known since month 2. "What? You bought wine at the grocery store, drank coffee at the block party, never had morning sickness." I felt sick. "Why didn't you say anything?" "Because you seemed so lonely, and watching the neighborhood come together to support you was beautiful." She hugged me tight. "Sometimes lies create the truth we need." I still wear that angel necklace.